world's most profound spiritual texts, the Bhagavad Gita. We're here to unpack its timeless wisdom on a question that, let's be honest, we've all asked ourselves. How do we find true, lasting fulfillment in life?
You know that feeling, right? That sense that there has to be something more than just the day-to-day grind. It's like a deep longing in your soul. Well, the Gita speaks directly to that feeling, and it offers not just one, but a few different paths to connect with that deeper purpose.
Now, when most of us hear the word yoga, we probably think of stretching and physical postures. But in the context of the Gita, it's a way bigger concept. The word itself means to unite. It's all about the spiritual process of connecting our own individual soul with, well, the super soul, or a universal consciousness. So think of it less as a workout and more as a framework for finding that ultimate fulfillment we're all looking for.
To really get a handle on this journey, we're going to use a fantastic metaphor: the yoga ladder. Imagine each of these paths as a rung on a ladder, and each one takes us to a higher state of being. So today, we're going to climb this ladder together, rung by rung, to see how these ancient ideas can lead to a very modern kind of freedom.
Okay, let's start our climb. We're beginning at the very bottom, the foundation of the whole ladder, karma yoga. This is the path of action, and it's where most of us already are, right in the middle of our daily lives, our jobs, and all our responsibilities.
Now, karma yoga isn't about quitting your job to go meditate on a mountaintop, not at all. It gets that we're built to act. It's just part of being human. The really big idea here is that you can turn everything you do into a spiritual practice just by changing why you're doing it. It's all about your motivation. And that brings us to the core principle here. On one side, you have what's called sakam karma. That's when you act with your eye on the prize. You know, the what's in it for me mentality. But on the other side, there's nishkam karma. This is about doing something because it's your duty, doing it to the best of your ability, but then letting go of the results. You're shifting from working for the fruits of your labor to finding the meaning in the labor itself. It's a game changer. So we've started to purify our actions. Now let's climb up to the next rung on the ladder and see how knowledge can take us even higher. This is the path of jnana yoga.
So if karma yoga is about purifying our work, jnana yoga is all about purifying our intellect. It's about arming ourselves with a different kind of knowledge, a transcendental knowledge. We're not just talking about memorizing facts. This is about a deep shift in how you see everything, especially who you really are.
And the central lesson here is understanding the difference between yourself and your body. The Gita is really clear on this. You are not your body. The body is temporary. It's always changing. It's like a field of activity. But you're the knower of that field. You're the eternal soul inside. And when you really get that, it helps you detach from all the temporary ups and downs of life.
Okay, with a solid foundation of selfless action and true knowledge, we're ready to turn inward. Let's climb to the next rung on our ladder, dhyana yoga, the yoga of meditation. This path is all about purifying the mind itself. And we all know how chaotic our minds can be, right? It's like a constant storm of thoughts, worries, and plans. Dhyana yoga is the actual science of calming that storm, pulling your mind away from all the distractions and focusing it on one single point, a connection with the divine. And hey, if that sounds incredibly difficult, you are in very good company. This quote is from Arjuna, one of the greatest warriors of all time. And he's basically admitting to Krishna that controlling his own mind feels impossible, like trying to control the wind. It just perfectly captures the challenge, but also highlights why this stage is so important. So we've worked on our actions, our intellect, and our mind, and now we've reached the very top of the ladder. This is the culmination of all the other paths, bhakti yoga. Bhakti is the yoga of the heart. It's where all the other paths finally come together and find their real purpose. Suddenly, your selfless actions, your deep knowledge, your focused mind, they're not just disciplines anymore. They become offerings. They become active expressions of love for the Supreme. This is where it all connects. And in the Gita, this path is really presented as the ultimate goal. After explaining all the other paths, Krishna himself says that the bhakti yogi, the person who serves with faith and love, is the highest of all. This is the summit of our yoga ladder. It's where that deep desire of the soul for connection is finally and completely fulfilled. So, we've climbed the whole ladder. We've seen these 4 distinct paths. But how do they all really fit together as one single journey to liberation?
Well, when you look at it this way, you can see this beautiful progression. It's a process of purification. Karma yoga cleanses our work.
Jnana Yoga clarifies our understanding. Dhyana Yoga calms our mind. And then Bhakti Yoga, right at the top, purifies our heart. And in doing so, it fills everything below it with real purpose and love.
What we really have here is such an elegant system, right? 4 paths, 4 core principles, and 4 areas of our lives to focus on. It suggests that no matter what your natural inclination is, whether you're action-oriented and intellectual, meditative, or more heart-centered, there's a starting point for you on this ladder. It's an incredibly complete system for spiritual growth.
And that really brings us to the final question for you to think about. The goal of this whole climb is liberation, freedom. So as you look at this ladder, as you think about your own life, which rung is calling out to you right now? Your actions, your knowledge, your mind, or your heart? Answering that might just show you your very next step.